One of the first things we're going to consider is the use of Google Hangouts for interactive communication with students in their classes. With Google Hangouts, it does require that you as an instructor have a Google account, which is common. If you have a Gmail account set up, then you have the ability to sign in to Google and go into Google Hangouts and set up Google Hangouts, and we will make sure that we have instructions on how to do that. One of the most important things besides recording the actual lecture, you're going to want to either do interactively with your students or pre-record or record interactively, but then keep that recording so that those who couldn't make it with you live can go back in and take a look at it later and see what they might have missed, is to make sure that we can screen share anything that you want to show your students on your actual desktop, and make sure that the chat box works for questions and answers while you're going through the conversation interactively with your class, so that questions and concerns can be brought up. Yes, they can use webcams and microphones, but oftentimes what happens is if many people have webcams and microphones open, it gets very confusing. So in many cases, we will go ahead and have the instructor using the webcam and the microphone to deliver the content and the discussion, but then have people interacting with them through the question and answer box, which you should be able to see on the right bottom part of your screen. And there'll be a message that says enter your chat message here. And you'll notice that once we do that, it pops up in the right-hand side so that anybody who signed in to the Google Hangout will be able to read and follow the questions and answers. Best practice is to be able to make sure that when you are running an interactive class, that even though the questions may be asked in the text box, that you want to answer those questions directly to the camera. It's a good way to let people know that you're paying attention to both. So you are multitasking kind of at its best. So we're going to test the process of sharing your screen. On the left-hand side, you should be able to see a list of icons down the left, and you'll see a chat box typically at the top. And then the second one down is a green arrow that says screen share if you hover your mouse over that. So we're going to go ahead and hit screen share. And when you do that, you'll have several screens that pop up at this point to basically ask you which screen are you wanting to share with your students in the class. In this particular case, we're going to go ahead and we're going to share Angel itself. That way, while we're sharing Angel, we'll be able to, for example, go in and show our students how to actually maybe sign into a class, or in the case of me being able to help my instructors, maybe what I want to do is have them enable a course, and I want to make sure that I show them during this interactive session how to be able to do that. So let's say I go ahead and share my screen, and once I share my screen and hit the start screen share button, hopefully you'll be able to see that come up on your screen that I'm sharing as well. And then I have the ability to say, for example, if you have forgotten how to enable your classes for the next term, you can sign into the class, go to the Manage tab, come down to General Course Settings. Once you click on General Course Settings, you have multiple tabs across the top here. We want to click on the Access tab. And in the Access tab, the member access will either say editors only or all members. If it says editors only, which is the default, that means that only someone who is an editor in the course can see it. That means just the instructor. If you choose all members, that means that it's now going to be available for any students who are enrolled in the class officially. Once you click Save, you will get a message that your course was successfully saved, and now your course is active, so that you can ensure that your students can sign into your course, get a copy of the syllabus, start checking out the lessons or any introductory posts or activities that you want them to do prior to the first meeting that you have, actually, if it's a face-to-face class, or if it's online, what they need to do to get started going. So this will give us a short video to go back and take a look at and see how Google Hangouts works. This one is not interactive. I do not have anyone signed with me at this time, but this would be one that you could go back and watch later, so that if you had trouble remembering how to enable a course, you would be able to do that. It'll also give you a little refresher on that you need to set up a Google account, that you need to go into Google Hangouts, and then we'll have a more specific video on how to actually create a Google Hangout event and utilize it.